2.1 Multiplying Integers. In this section, we are going to multiply positive and negative integers. When we multiply integers with the same sign, meaning both are positive or both are negative, our answer or the product is going to be positive. Same signs, positive. 3 times 5 is 15. Negative 3 times a negative 5 is 15. And since they're both negative, it is going to remain positive. Okay, multiplying integers with different signs, meaning one's positive and one is negative. When we do that, different signs means your answer or the product is going to be negative. So 3 times a negative 7 is a negative 21. The same goes for this. If this is a negative 3 and this is a positive 7, different signs means the answer must remain negative. Same signs positive, different signs and negative. Okay, time for you to write in your notes. You need to fill in 2 blanks and then do a few check boxes. The other thing we're going to cover in this lesson is evaluating expressions. And when we evaluate expressions, we must remember PEMDAS. And PEMDAS, as you remember, means parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. If we have more than one multiplication in our expression or more than one division, addition, or subtraction, you must always start at the leftmost one and move to your right. Okay, but remember, parentheses look like this, sometimes like this, and sometimes like this. Exponents are that little tiny number that is up above the main number, right? So in this example here, we only have an exponent. We have a negative 3 times a negative 3. Remember, an exponent tells you how many times you're going to multiply this base number together. So there's a 2, so we're going to do it twice. A negative 3 times a negative 3 is 9. It remains positive because they're both in negative, same signs, positive. On this one here, we are first going to evaluate the exponent within the parentheses. So 3 times 3, there's 2 of them, which then means it's 9. So then our answer then becomes a negative 9 because the negative is outside of the parentheses. Okay, here we have a few more examples to do using PEMDAS that are a little more involved. Okay, so on this one here, these are all multiplication, right? Remember when I said if you have more than one multiplication, you can start at the leftmost one and move right. So let's first do this one. Negative 5 times a positive 12 is 60, but since the signs are different, it means to be a negative. Now we end up with a negative 60 times a negative 2. So that means 60 times 2 is 120, same sign, so it stays positive. On this example here, we're going to do what's within the parentheses first. So negative 2 plus a 3 is the same as saying 3 minus 2, right? You can do it in any order. So 3 minus 2 is a 1. So it becomes that. Next, we need to do our multiplication. So a negative 4 times a positive 1 is a negative 4. Since they're different signs, we keep the negative. And now we need to do a negative 4 plus a positive 4. And using our number line, we know we move a negative 4 this way. And then we're going to move a positive 4 that way. So we end up at 0 as our answer. Okay, time for you to write in your notes what PEMDAS stands for. And now, time for you to do 4 practice problems. Okay, practice problem and number 1. Again, remember, this is saying a negative 2 to the second power. Saying 2 to the second power means you're going to multiply 2 of them together. On this one, the negative is on the outside, and you're going to do the exponent inside, which is 2 to the second power, which is 2 times 2. Okay, you're going to have to evaluate these further using your knowledge of multiplying positive and negative integers to find out what the final answer is. On these 2 problems, we're going to use PEMDAS, and remember, PEMDAS. Okay, so I always write it just so that I can remember. But remember, on this one, since we're multiplying, we want to start from the leftmost and move right. So first you're going to multiply these 2 together, and then you're going to multiply that result with a negative 2. On this one here, you're going to evaluate what's inside the parentheses first, multiply that times your negative 6, and then add that to 6, or add 6 to that answer. All right, so give those a try with those hints. And that is the end of 2.1.